Okay, so first of all, good morning to everybody. We are gonna start today because it's time to start. First, that we start talking about our topics, just an advice to remind you. I'd let you in your email. Good morning, Anel. Good morning, Misael. Les dejé ahí en su correo una encuesta, por favor, incluso ahí en la plataforma, no sé si ya lo verificaron desde el día de ayer. Una encuesta, por favor, que está pidiendo el CADI, que está pidiendo las coordinadoras. Esa encuesta la puedes encontrar tanto en tu correo como en la parte de noticias en la plataforma para que por favor se los hagan llegar a sus papás y nos hagan favor de llenar esa encuesta correspondiente. Es básicamente, la verdad es que la situación está en línea sobre las dificultades y beneficios que ustedes han encontrado como una especie de retroalimentación sobre el sistema que ahorita pues por cuestiones de la pandemia tuvimos que implementar, pero básicamente sí urge que cada uno de nosotros llenemos esa encuesta, por favor, para revisar. En cualquier oportunidad que ustedes tengan, por favor, si nos hacen favor de llenar esa encuesta, repito, esa la puedes encontrar en tu correo o en territorio, en el muro de noticias apenas entras, vas a encontrar ahí la evidencia correspondiente de la encuesta, por favor. Okay? So, after that, we're going to start talking what belongs to our class. So, I'm going to share the screen with you and let's start with what belongs for today. So, I'm going to start sharing the screen with you. And as you know, we are going to start first of all with the corresponding topic and then we're going to pass to the exercises, okay? So first of all, if you remember the last class, we were talking about past continuous. Past continuous and past progressive means the same stuff. So we can say it's past continuous or we can say past progressive and that means the same, okay? So don't worry, you can call in those two forms. So how can we use past continuous? We can use past continuous to talk about an action that happened in the past in a specific time. That means when we are talking about an action that starts in the past but it continues happening during all day, that means that the action didn't finish. As example, we have over here at 5 p.m. yesterday it was raining. So we need to understand that the action starts at 5 p.m. but it continues happening during all day. So we don't have the specific time when it stopped raining. I was having dinner at 6 p.m. last night. So that's an action that starts at that time, but we don't know exactly when it finished, right? So in past continuous or past progressive, we can understand that we need to use was or where according to our subject and the ending ing. Also, we use past continuous to talk about the period of time or how many hours or how long does the action last. As example over here, that yesterday she was sitting at her desk at work all day. So that means that at the moment that she started working and during all day, she was sitting. Or you were working all day yesterday. So we don't have a specific time, but we know the period of time that it lasts. That means during all day. Yesterday, they were not playing football at 9 a.m. So we know that at that time, it didn't happen of playing football, right? What were you doing at 10 p.m. last night? So we are talking about the specific time and when does the action start, but now when does the action finish? Over here, in past continuous, we can have two different kinds of sentences. We can have the parallel sentences, and the interrupt sentence. So the parallel sentence means that two actions happen at the same time. Okay? When we are talking about parallel actions, we know that those actions happen at the same time. Okay? While when we have interrupt actions, we are going to combine simple past and past progressive or past continuous, right? Again, in past continuous, we can find two different kinds of sentences. We are going to find the parallel actions. When we are talking about parallel action, that means that the two actions happen at the same moment. And the interrupt action, that means that when we have one sentence, the other one was ending. When we have parallel actions, we are going to have the two sentences using past progressive, okay? While the interrupt actions, we are going to combine simple past and past continuous or past progressive. So over here it says that when we are going to cut an action or when we are going to have a short action, we are going to use past progressive or past continuous, okay? And when we have long actions, we are going to find or we are going to use past progressive or past continuous. It is important to understand that the simple past, remember, we are going to identify regulars and irregular verbs. In the case of negative sentence, we need to use didn't and the verb in base form, right? When we have interrupt actions, we are going to find the connection when. So it is important to understand that when we have simple past, I am going to use when. I can place when at the beginning or in the middle of my sentences to join both. So over here, the simple past is a short action that interrupts the long action. That means John's daughter was sleeping when he called her at 8 p.m. So when he called her, he interrupted John's daughter because she was sleeping. So it is important to point out that when use simple past and while use past progressive or past continuous. Okay? Again, over here, we can understand that the action he called is a short action that interrupt the long action over here. Over here, we can have while to describe two actions that happen at the same time. The man was reading the newspaper while the woman was eating her ice cream. So over here, the two actions happen at the same moment and we don't have problem, right? So I can use while at the beginning or in the middle of my sentence and it's okay. I don't have problem. Both sentences are using past progressive or past continuous. The two actions happen at the same moment. Over here, to describe the action that happened at the same time, while I was describing the theft, the police officer was writing everything down. So over here, the two actions happen at the same moment. I have while. But what happened with interrupt actions? They were enjoying the morning when the thief stole the breakfast. Okay, that means that this action interrupt the long action. That in this case, the action was we're enjoying the morning, but this action interrupt the other one. So over here, I can find with the structure while that the two sentences are using past continuous or past progressive, but over here, when is interrupting this action. So over here, I can find past progress. Sorry, simple past. Over here again, the man was reading the newspaper when the thief snatched his briefcase. Sorry. So over here we can know that the action when is followed by simple past. So we have like a mix of simple past and past progressive. When we find two different times, two different tenses, as example, simple past and past progressive or past continuous, we are going to use when. When we find the sentences with past progressive or past continuous, we are going to use while. Till here, is it okay for you? Let me check over here. Did you understand the difference about simple past and past progressive? Oh, sorry, simple past and past progressive or past continuous and the use of when and while? Is it okay for you? Question still here? Okay. Okay. So in territorio, I let you a homework over here that it's supposed that you need to fill using when or while according to our sentences. I received yesterday too. So if you didn't do it, please send me the homework. We are going to solve it together. If you did it, let's check the exercises, okay? So I can see over here your answer. I'm going to start switching the screens to see what happened, okay? So just let me over here give a little zoom. So over here it says simple past or past continuous. Choose the simple past or past continuous, right? It says over here what you do when called you last night. Okay, so over here the first tense is going to be what were you doing when I called you last night, using simple past and past progressive. Okay, so I'm gonna write the answer over here. Sorry, is what? Is it okay? The first sentence for you. If you didn't do the homework, we are having time to do it. Do you have the same answer? Yes, no? Okay, perfect. Let's continue with the number 2. It says, when you arrived at the party, who there? So, over here in the first sentence, we are going to use simple past, and in the other one, we are going to use past progressive or past continuous, right? So we are going to find over here that when you arrived, who was being there? Is it okay for you, the number 2? Do you have the same answers? Question till here? Okay, perfect. Remember, when we find the structure when, we are going to use simple past. The next one, it says that Susie watched a film when she overheard the noise. So over here we are going to find in the number 4 that she was watching. It was the word watching. Sorry, I'm gonna check just the verb. Yes, Susie. It's here. Susie was watching when she heard noises. The noise. Till here it's okay? Question till here? Okay, perfect. The next one. It says, yesterday I to the library, next I swim, later I met for Yuli for a coffee. Okay? So over here it's important to understand that we don't have an interrupt action. So I mean we don't have the structure when, but it's important to understand that we have like a lapse of time. So the first one, yesterday I went to the library. The next I had a swim. Later I met Julie for coffee. Okay. Over here I don't have the structure when. I won't find the structure when, but it's not happening at the same moment. No está sucediendo al mismo tiempo. A pesar de que no encuentro la estructura when, no pudieron haber pasado todas las acciones al mismo tiempo. Por eso es que aquí puedo encontrar el next, el later. ¿Ok? ¿Por qué? Porque las acciones no pasaron al mismo tiempo. Ocurrieron en tiempos determinados. So I went. I have. And the last one is I met. Is it okay that sentence? Did you understand why it happened in that form? Sí queda claro porque en esa oración específicamente no tengo ni when ni while, pero utilicé simple past. Okay, thank you. Because the action didn't happen at the same moment. Cuando utilizo dos oraciones en past progressive or past continuous es porque estoy hablando que las acciones ocurrieron al mismo tiempo. It happened at the same time. But over here, they can't happen at the same time. Okay? So we continue. It says that we play tennis when John hurt his ankle. So we are gonna have over here, we were playing tennis when John hurt his ankle. So that's the next sentence. The next one, it says what they do at 10 p.m. last night. It really noisy. Okay, so what were you doing at 10 p.m. last night? It was being really noisy. Is it okay? I'm gonna just wait a little bit. Okay, is it okay? Just to take time. Is it okay for you? Questions still here? Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you so much. So let's continue. Over here it says he take a shower when the telephone rang. So over here the first one that says that he was taking a shower when the telephone rang. Two answers, right? The next one, it says he in the shower when the telephone ring. Okay, so he was being in the shower when the telephone rang. It's similar, right? But over here it just changed the verb take plus the verb be, but it's the same stuff. The next one it says when I in the room everyone worked. So it says that when I walked in the room everyone was working. If you have any question, please tell me. Let's pass to the next two sentences. Okay, over here, pay attention. It says, it a day last September, the sun shine, the birds sing, I along the street when I met an old friend. Over here, I don't have like while in the sentences, but we can understand that those actions can happen at the same time. Over here, it was a day last September. The sun was shining. The birds were singing. I was walking along the street when I met an old friend. Okay? Question of that sentence, is it okay for you? Question still here, is it okay for you? Okay. Okay. Perfect. Now let's continue. He lived in Russia when the revolution started. So over here we can find that he was sorry, living in Russia when the revolution started using simple past. The next one, 13. When her train get to the station, we wait on the platform. So when her train got to the station, we were waiting on the platform. If you have any question, please tell me. Now let's continue. It says he be so annoying. He always leave his thing everywhere. Okay? So over here I don't have one, so I can use it's not an interrupt action. The same action can happen at the same time. I don't have while, but I can use past continuous too. So he was being so annoying. He always was leaving his thing everywhere. Sorry. The next one. On holiday, we visit Rome, see the Vatican, and spend a few days on the beach. So in the same day, we can do the different actions. So as we know, we can't do it at the same moment, right? So that's interrupt action. We visited, we saw, and we spent. That's why it's important that you remember irregular verbs. 16. Why you stand on the chair when I come into my room? Why were you standing on the chair when I came into the room? Till here, is it okay? Question of the sentences still here? Is it okay for you? Okay, thank you. Thank you. Perfect. Now let's continue. We almost finished this exercise. It says they live in Germany when they young. So they were living in Germany when they were young. Then at 7 p.m. yesterday, we listened to music. So we don't know if the action finished. So we have a specific time in the past. We are going to use past continuous or past progressive. So we were listening. We were listening to music at 7 p.m. yesterday. Then when I the house, it snowing. So when I left the house, it was snowing. And finally, it says he worked in a bank when he met his wife. So he was working in a bank when he met his wife. I told you the answer. Questions of this exercise. Over here, you can't find the word while, but you can guess if the action can happen at the same moment or not. It is important to remind you that we use while when we are talking about two actions that happen at the same time, and we use when we are talking about interrupt actions. So till here, do you have any question of this exercise? I would using when and while. Is it okay for you? Okay. So if you remember the last class, I told you that we were going to use today the video that we were using the last class. So I'm gonna show you again that video, and with that video we are going to participate in forum. So just let me some seconds to check the video. You are going to hear the video, but don't worry about it. Okay, I'm gonna show you, I'm gonna share the screen with you to check what we are going to do, and with that we are going to finish this first class. Okay. I am just waiting. Perfect. In Territorio platform, I let you over here different kinds of materials. This one, it's the explanation that I did about past continuous with while and when. Over here is the interview. Aquí pueden encontrar la encuesta y nada más le dan clic y se abre automáticamente para que por favor nos ayuden ahí con esa encuesta. Over here, past continuous while and when. Over here is the PowerPoint presentation, the conferences. Over here I let you extra resource, another video about when and while. Over here it's a practice online. I don't know if you check. Sorry, it's not working here. Forget about it. It was a practice online about another page. Over here is the homework, the presentation, as I told you, and a lot of video, right? That's in the first wall that it's called news. But then in forum, I let you a forum what it's called while and when. So you will find over here, you will enter and it says classwork. After the video, watch the video, you are going to write in forum one sentence according to the video using when and one sentence using while. Okay? So there are two sentences joining by when and two sentences joining by while. Okay? It's it okay the instructions. Let's watch the video. Anyway, I'm gonna send you again the link that belongs for that video. And after that, you can go to forum. It's not necessary to stay here. Después de ver el video, vas a la parte de foro. Terminamos esta sesión y te vas a la parte de foro. En la parte de foro vas a anotar, por favor, una oración utilizando while y una oración utilizando when. And that's it. ¿Ok? Esa es la participación del día de hoy. De igual manera, en la parte de foro vas a encontrar lo que se denomina como classwork, que es donde vienen las páginas correspondientes que nos corresponde trabajar de 10 a 11. ¿De acuerdo? Pero esto es lo que me interesa ahorita a mí que tú vayas llenando o que tú vayas realizando después de revisar el video. Revisamos el video juntos y a partir de ahí puedes retirarte para que puedas trabajar con foro y con classwork. Pero primero vamos a revisar el video, ¿ok? So I'm gonna write over here. Estoy transmitiendo ahorita en vivo porque es para que quienes no están puedan ver el video más rápido. Espero que no haya intervención de mi voz con esto. So let's start.
On a cold, dark night, Alyssa was working late at the office. It was already midnight when she finally finished her work. As she was leaving her office, she realized the streets were now empty. She was all alone. While she was walking back home, she heard some footsteps behind her. She turned around to look, but no one was there. So she continued walking, but she could still hear footsteps behind her. Alyssa is really scared now, and she started to run, but the footsteps behind her got louder and faster. Someone was chasing her. As she was running, she saw a cemetery. She quickly ran into the cemetery and hid there. When Alyssa was hiding, the footsteps stopped. Maybe she lost him. Just then, Alyssa remembered there's a 24-hour convenience store nearby. she can go there for help. She quickly ran to the store. She went inside and begged the man for help. But the man said to her,
In this video, we'll look at the past continuous. You may also know this as the past progressive. We use the past continuous to talk about an action in progress in the past. Let's examine this using a timeline with the example, someone was chasing her. Someone started chasing her sometime in the past, but we don't know when. And that person stopped chasing her sometime in the past. Again, we don't know when. But we are talking about the whole period from start to finish. We can also use the past continuous for background events. For example, on a cold, dark night, Alyssa was working late at the office. This sentence sets the background and the setting of the story.
Cuando saboreas la vida
Sorry,
con alegría.
this one it's not working. That's the commercial that belongs. Okay, so after watch the video, we are going to participate in forum. Okay, it's not necessary to stay here. No necesitan quedarse aquí. De hecho, voy a cerrar la clase correspondiente a esta primera hora. Remember, we need to use simple past and past progressive or past continuous when we use when, and the two sentences need to be with past progressive when we use while. Questions about it? ¿Dudas sobre la parte del foro? Is it okay for you? Okay, thank you. Yes, if no, it doesn't have to be necessary the exactly verbs, no necesitan ser los mismos verbos así exactamente, but they need to be according to the video. Yes, just that. Remember, two sentences in form, one with when and the other one with while. That's it. And after that, let's pass to the classwork that are the pages from the book. Que se lo van a ver hasta las 10. Ahorita son las 9:50. Entonces, 10 minutitos más que es en lo que participan en foro. No, the forum is named When and While. Let me show you. It's this one. While and when. The classwork just have the pages. Over here in classwork, you don't need to participate. It's just to check which pages we need to do. And this one is going to be at 10 p.m. But it's not necessary to participate here. This one is just to have information. This one is what it's called while and when, and it uses the corresponding sentences, okay? So, see you at 11. Los veo a las 11 de la mañana para revisar las páginas correspondientes. Y si no participaron en foro, para ponerlos a participar en foro, okay? So, see you at 11 o'clock, okay? So you can go, and at 11 we are going to be back. Okay, see you.